Thank you for the opportunity to be together tonight. And God, we thank you for the rain today. We thank you, God, for your goodness and your mercy and your grace. And God, this is a pivotal race in our city and for a mayor and for city council. And we pray, God, that you would be with us tonight. And God, that you would minister to us through these men and women who are going to be running for office, and some running for re-election, some running for the very first time. God, we pray, God, that you would have us to listen with attentive ears and listen to what they have to say. God, we pray that you would be with us tonight in a great way. In Christ's name we pray, and all of God's people said, amen.
Okay, now I'm going to give you a little bit of ground rules as to how this is going to work tonight, if this thing doesn't quit flopping around. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it off. Okay, the way this is going to work this evening is I'm going to be introducing in more detail our moderator, which is Johnny Aycock. He's sitting down here at this table. And the way this is going to work is each council candidate will be given 2 minutes initially to introduce themselves and just kind of talk about themselves and what their policies are and just what they want to talk about for the first 2 minutes. Their names will be drawn at random from this clear bowl we've got up here. We have all the council candidates' names in there, and they'll be drawn at random for that. And then they'll be put back into the bowl for the questions. Each council candidate will have the opportunity to answer 2 questions, and they will have 2 minutes for their bio, and then they will have a minute to answer each question. Okay? And then after they've all answered the questions, then we'll draw them out of the hat again, or out of the bowl again, and each council candidate will have the opportunity to make a summation of some kind as to what their platform is and anything else they'd like to say in closing of their time on the stage this evening. And then we'll have a 10-minute intermission to reset the stage for the mayoral candidates and the council candidates to come down and sit here if they'd like to. And we'll follow the same procedure with them. They'll have a 2-minute introduction. They're going to have 3 questions and the opportunity of 1 minute to answer each of those. And then at the end of that time, they'll also have 2 minutes to make a summation as to what their platform is and what their plans are for the city of Sylacauga. So that's how that's going to work tonight. Any questions, guys? You're pretty clear? Okay, good. Okay. Now, I'm very, very proud to introduce our moderator this evening. This is a man that I wish I'd have known a lot sooner than I just met him about 2 weeks ago. His name is Johnny Aycock, and he is the owner and principal leader of Strategic Management Associates. He is a retired CEO of the Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama. He's currently working with the East Alabama Regional Planning and Development Commission on the clear plan for 2030 that the 10-county area of which Talladega County is a part of will all become very involved in the coming months. So without further ado, I've always wanted to say this. Here's Johnny.
Thank you, Carol. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. As a 35-year veteran of chamber profession, I am really proud of the Sylacauga Chamber for doing this. This is an important role for a chamber to bring a community together, and we appreciate you being here tonight. It's a wonderful crowd, and hopefully this will be a benefit to you, and hopefully it'll be a benefit to candidates. To the candidates, my real name is Alex Trebek, and this is Jeopardy. So we're going to have a little fun, I hope, and I do encourage you to stay within the guidelines in terms of the time, to respect each other's time, and that way we can get as much in as possible. And to the audience, I would like to ask you to respect each of these candidates. I know some of you have your favorites, and that's certainly understood, but respect each candidate tonight. And before we start, I would like, because I think it's really important to recognize those individuals that are willing to serve, willing to put themselves out there to lead, to serve, to make issues, their personal priority to try and help solve problems and to move this great city forward. So if you would, let's thank our candidates in advance for being here tonight. Cass will be our timekeeper. I can't see the other Billy. Hey, Billy. Okay. Cass will be our timekeeper. He is going to actually raise his hand when there are 15 seconds left to give you a little bit of heads up that we're getting ready to ring the bell. We'll try to respect our time. If you go over a little bit, maybe I won't have to cut you off. I'll try not to do that in a sense. I'll do my best not to do that. But let's begin. We're going to draw from the bowl, and our first candidate for council to give us 2 minutes on background, bio, or anything you'd like to say. We welcome to the podium Mike Landers. Mike, you're first.
Well, I've never been bashful about going first, and so I'm glad to be here. I want to thank y'all for coming. I want to thank the Chamber for sponsoring this event, local TV and local radio for covering it. You know, when I considered running for the City Council, I've talked about this for a long time. I've talked about it for 2 years, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my bio. I grew up at Fayetteville. I was educated in the public schools. I attended elementary and junior high school in Sylacauga, graduated high school at Fayetteville, attended the University of Alabama, obtained undergraduate and graduate degrees at the University of Alabama, been self-employed all my life, and been in and around Sylacauga all my life. When it came time to consider my candidacy, I really looked hard at what was needed in my district. And I talked to the people, I considered what they said, and I committed myself to this race. I want to tell you that if you elect me, you will have a man that works full-time, that works all the time for you. I'm retired. My wife, Pam, and Pam, if you will, let everybody see you. Y'all can tell that I'm married way above myself. But Pam is my partner in retirement, as she is retired too. She's very active in the community. She serves on the Parks and Rec Board. We have one son at home, that's Chase Landers. He's a senior at Sylacauga High School. He plays on the football team there, starting linebacker. And so I have a vested interest in what happens in Sylacauga. I want to create an environment where Chase will be able to come home after he graduates from college if that's what he wants to do. Sylacauga is at a critical time. We've got to make important decisions. We've got to improve the quality of life for our citizens. And I commit to you that if given an opportunity, I'll work hard for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Our next candidate to speak, we welcome Joe Hogan. Joe? There he comes. Okay. We were looking for you.
Well, there's nothing like making a grand entrance, huh? First of all, I think it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do something like this. It's not because I have a lack of time or because I feel that it shows a position of power. It's simply because I have a genuine concern for my city, currently, and the city that I live in, as well as in the future. I am a lifelong resident of Sylacauga, born, raised here, intend on staying here. But running for City Council isn't something I just decided to do. It's because when I look at the city, I look at all the opportunities we have to make things better. What I want to do is create an atmosphere. I want to revitalize Sylacauga, which is actually a way of thinking. It's bringing businesses back. It's bringing back an attitude to the citizens of Sylacauga and make people want to stay here. That make kids, when they graduate, look forward to being able to go to school and come off and go to school and come back home to live, to raise a family. I've been working on this since the 1st of October. I've been at City Council meetings and at work sessions. I have not just now decided to run, and I haven't just decided to start showing up at meetings. I've been working on this. This is my plan. It was a 4-year plan 4 years ago. I worked out of town, and I couldn't get back in time. I couldn't move back to Sylacauga in my job in time to be able to run. So now I work here as well as live here. I've always lived here. But I currently take a $25,000 a year pay cut to be able to move my business opportunities from Birmingham back to Sylacauga. So I have already put an investment into Sylacauga because this is where I want to live. I have a beautiful daughter and a beautiful wife. They live here. They're going to stay here forever, hopefully. That's my goal, to bring everybody that has grown up here back to Sylacauga.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Let me mention both Mike and Joe are candidates for the District 1 council seat. We'll try to make sure that and if I miss it, please identify which district you are running from, okay? Next, from District 3, we welcome Ken Horn. Ken?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know me, my name is Kenneth Horn. My friends call me the Bread Man. People don't like me to call me Horn. I serve currently on the City Council of Sylacauga. It's been my pleasure to have served 7.5 years on the City Council. It's been the joy of my life. I appreciate everything that people has done for me. It's made me grow up mentally and physically, and I'm sure proud to be a member of the City Council of Sylacauga. My future for Sylacauga is to see Sylacauga be like it used to be, Sylacauga the beautiful. That's why I gripe so much about our streets being dirty and everything. I want to see them cleaned up. I want to see our streets clean like it used to be. I'd just like to ask you, if you care to vote for me, vote for me. If you don't, vote for my opponent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken. Now we'd like to welcome from District 4, Rocky Lucas. Rocky, welcome.
Good evening, guys. Like I said, my name is Rocky Lucas. I am running for City Council District 4. I'm happy. This is something that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and the cards were laid out right, and I'm glad that it happened. I thank God that I'm able to do this. I do work for Alabama Power Company. I've been there a little over 5 years. I live in Sylacauga. We live on Clement Drive. My wife, Leslie, and we have 2 girls. Lily Kate and Lexi, age 6 and age 2, and so they're growing up fast. So like some of the guys have spoke of earlier, I do have a vested interest in this town as well. A few interesting statistics: the population in Sylacauga has had an increase of about 1%, just a little over 1% since 2000. That's not in line with the overall growth in the state of Alabama, which is a little over 7%. So what we've got to do, and what I strive to do, is we've got to get these people back into Sylacauga that are leaving. We've got a lot of bright students at both high schools here in town that leave and they go to college and they never come back. Okay, so we've got to figure out what's going on. We've got to get those folks back in here. Another thing that I really want to concentrate on: the administration has done a pretty good job with industry, but the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that industry doesn't necessarily drive the city. It's sales tax. So we've got these good jobs, and we've got some more coming with IKO, with the shingle plant due to open soon. But we've got to give these people that are working in these jobs a place to spend their money and to have some recreation and some entertainment, as do the rest of us that live in Sylacauga. So just please vote for me. I appreciate your support, and thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you, Rocky. Appreciate each one of you doing so well to stay in time. That's wonderful. We now welcome from District 1, welcome Jim Heigl. Jim?
Good evening, Jim Heigl. Came to Sylacauga in '49 with Kimberly Clark with my father. Came up through the grammar school at Main Avenue, Sylacauga High School, along with my brother. Went to St. Bernard College in Coleman. My brother, he went to Jacksonville. 4 years out of the city of Sylacauga in my life for active duty in the military. Came back, went with Kimberly Clark, U.S. Alliance, retired. Got involved with veterans organizations, still involved with them for about a year and a half prior to looking at the city of Sylacauga and looking at running for District 1 councilman. I attended all the meetings of all the boards that our city council at that time had appointed. These are very important boards, extremely important. They're the ones that bring the quality of life and growth to our city. I've been doing it for over 5 years now, and when I'm reelected, I plan to keep it. We got a lot of wonderful things here in Sylacauga. There's room for growth, and growth is coming. It's just like government. It moves slow, but it's coming. We've got a heck of a doggone economy that we've got to overcome. But our city is in good shape. There's a lot of towns our size and larger that would love to be in the financial state that we're in today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. Now from District 2, we'd like to welcome Shannon Darby. Shannon?
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Good evening. I am Shannon Darby, a candidate seeking the seat of District 2 and a native of beautiful Sylacauga. Improving infrastructure, code ordinance, more revenue, increasing the visibility of the law enforcement, and implementing activities for the seniors as well as the youth are key targets in my campaign and which have been issues for many years. When elected, I will fight to ensure that we progress to the next level and not remain stagnant. My mission as councilman is to promote and uphold the progress of District 2 and any other designated activity of the city, as well as to develop a good relationship with the community and to serve as a leader and a role model to the citizens of the community. In closing, I view leadership as in another perspective. Leadership is not a place you sit, it's a choice you make. It has been stated, if you want to be known as the greatest, then you first must become a servant. Therefore, you must learn how to serve others, not because you want to be popular, not because you want to be in the limelight, not because you see it as an opportunity to push your agenda. Serve because it is a desire to see others transition in life and become that all they wanted to, God created them to become. Serve because you have a desire to make a difference. Serve because you have a desire to become a problem solver and not part of the problem. In closing, I want to serve you in District 2 as councilman. Vote the change we need, the voice we deserve. Elect Shannon Darby, August 28th, 2012. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. We now welcome to the podium from District 5, Billy Hay. There you are. I see you.
You know, as I look out in the audience, I guess I know about 99% of you faces out there. But first, let me thank the Chamber for inviting us, setting this up. And then I want to recognize my family. Family values has always been a big part of my life. As you know, I was chief of police 11 out of 22 years, and I see Chief Zook and Chief Carden. I call them my boys. I'm the one who hired them. I took a retirement, a lump sum retirement, to go into a family-owned business that was in my family or my wife's family for over 20-something years. It was a convenience store type operation owned by Robert and Maurice Hawthorne. And that's where I got my taste of business, I guess, after I left the city. And let me introduce to you my wife, Sherry. Sherry, please stand. My only child, Leslie Hughes. My son-in-law, Brian. And the three most precious things in my life, Hayden, Grayson, and Lily Hughes, my three precious granddaughters. As you know, my background is law enforcement, 22 years, 11 as chief of police here in Sylacauga. As you know, 8 years ago, I ran for mayor at the city of Sylacauga. I came in, got in a runoff with Sam. Didn't make the pick then. Sam was elected mayor. I sat out the last 4 years. These last 4 years, I was thinking, should you run for mayor? Should you run for council? Or should you just sit and not do nothing? And I look at your faces now. I decided to run for council, and I'm not running, it's not a selfish bone in my body. I'm doing it for you. I'm a job maker, not a job taker. And as we answer these questions, I want to discuss things about jobs with you. That's the most important thing I see right now is jobs, jobs, jobs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Billy. Now, if you would, let's welcome from District 4, John Hall. John?
Hey, everybody. My name is John Hall. Actually, it's Jonathan, but I go by the name of John. I'm a retired firefighter from Worcester, Massachusetts, so yes, I'm not from around here, but I'm here because I want to be. I've made note of everything to tell people that I'm here because I want to be. I'm here because of a gentleman that I met on Broadway who has since been killed in an automobile accident, Mr. Joe Duck. I talked to him, and he represented the people of Sylacauga. And I said, wow, this is the place I want to live at. I got to know Joe, and I kept blaming him. I says, you're the reason I'm here. And he says, yeah, I know. So they let a Yankee in, and here I am. But because I'm in a place that I love, a home that I've made for myself, I'm a single person. I live alone. I live over in the Coosa Street, Park Street, Pinecrest area behind Hardee's. I watched the traffic light go up that I fought for to get at Park Street where I think it still belongs. One of the things I'd like to do, that would be one of my agendas. The other thing is the asset of Sylacauga is the people. The people are fantastic. Y'all are just the greatest bunch of people I have ever run across in my entire life, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. And I want to give back to you all so that we can say, hey, we're in Sylacauga, and this is what we are, this is where we live, this is what we do. We'd be proud of it. I've got some ideas that people probably won't like. I would truly love to see the stores stay open on Broadway and Norton and Park and Fort Williams at a couple nights a week so we could all walk up and down the sidewalk and visit with each other and communicate and just, have a good time, have an ice cream cone or whatever. But like I said, the people need to be represented, and this is what I truly love to do. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next, we're pleased to welcome to the podium from District 5, Billy Carden. Billy?
My name is Billy Carden. I've been in Sylacauga all my life except for the 3 years I spent in service. I'm married to Mona Carden, the soulmate of my life. I have 2 children. They both lost their jobs in town because business is shut down here. And I'd just like to say that if you vote for me, I'll do everything I can possibly to make this city better. And being better means we have to have growth. Growth will cause change. And change means better jobs, better pay, better streets, and a lot of other amenities that we need here in town. I've been in business for 35 years. As Mr. Horn said, people know him as the bread man. Most people know me as the key man. Because I've worked at Dixie Color for 27 and a half years. I retired from that in 1990 and started the business full-time with me and my wife. I'd like to see change come to Sylacauga, and I hope that I can be maybe a small part of it. And I'd like to say, whether I'm on the council or anybody else is here, work together. Do what's best for Sylacauga. Don't argue. Just do what's best for Sylacauga and best for the people of this town. I appreciate the opportunity to come here before you. I'm not a politician. This may be my first and last time to run. But I would like to thank each and every one for your choice, whoever it is, whether it's me or my other opponent. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day, and God bless America.
Thank you, Billy. And finally, for this first round, welcome to the podium from District 3, Tom Roberts. Tom?
Sylacauga isn't just the place I was born and raised, live, and work. It's where most of my children and grandchildren live and work. I'm the 4th of 6 generations of business people in Sylacauga. I've invested a lot of my life in this city, just as my father, grandfather, and great-grandfather did, and just as my children and grandchildren are doing now. I'm not a politician. I'm just a man whose grandson wants to raise his son, my great-grandson, here, complete with some opportunities for his future to live and grow here. That takes more work than talk. I've already started working for Sylacauga, actively volunteering my time and my talents to help make my community a better place to live and asking other people to join me, because that's what it takes to rebuild the civic pride that once created a situation where Sylacauga was the envy of most of the cities in Alabama and across the nation. As a founding member of the Commercial Development Authority, I helped bring our first restaurant to downtown Sylacauga, and now we have 7. I helped renovate the first empty building and put a tax-generating business there that employs Sylacauga people. That was the first of 4 such buildings. Last year, I rejoined the Commercial Development Authority, and I hope you've seen the positive and beautiful changes to Norton and Broadway. I personally put business people and landlords together to create businesses, jobs, and generate tax dollars. I can and I will do more as a city councilman. We have to attract people, jobs, and money to our city. I don't just have a plan to do that, I'm already doing it. We had a substantial growth in industrial jobs the last year, but nobody noticed because too many of those people work in Sylacauga and live and spend their money in Shelby County. I have a plan to change that. It's election time again, and there are a lot of promises. That's why I started working early. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Gentlemen, nice job. Thank you very much for respecting each other's time and being so succinct with your comments.
At Downtown Barbecue and Grill, you'll get true Southern-style barbecue cooked the way it should be, smoked for over 24 hours. Our award-winning St. Louis-style ribs are smoked over seasoned hickory wood. The loaded potatoes are the largest you've ever seen and come with your choice of pulled pork or chicken. And don't forget our famous bread pudding and coconut cream cake, made fresh daily. Downtown Barbecue also offers last-minute catering services. And be sure to join us every Tuesday for Taco Tuesday, featuring a fun mix of pork and Mexican cuisine, and Wednesdays for Wing Wednesday.
It actually happened. I found my perfect match. Attractive, hardworking, and really bright.
Need new furniture? With great values plus hometown service and budget-friendly finance options, you'll find your perfect match at Badcock. Looking for quality, style, and value? Create the home of your dreams today with Badcock's Easy Options Financing.
Badcock and more makes it easy.
Steen's 23-and-a-half-hour wrecker service, celebrating 50 years in business. Jimmy Steen talks about the 50th year anniversary.
Jimmy Steen started off in 1962. We just had our 50th anniversary. Started off with one homemade wrecker. Thanks to the customers and all up to this date, we got nine vehicles.
We don't want your arms and legs, just your toes. Celebrating 50 years in business, Steen's Wrecker Service and Garage, Old Birmingham Highway in Sylacauga.
Save on gas. Save on purchase price. Get more than you imagined for your trade. Plus, take advantage of huge factory incentives and 0.9% financing on new Civics, Accords, Cross Tours, Pilots, and Ridgelines. Now at King Honda Car World, Auburn, Alabama. All roads lead to King Honda, where you will save thousands on new Odyssey vans and get 0.9% financing for 60 months. Forget sticker. Every new Honda is marked down for this gigantic event. Now is the time to buy, and King Honda is the place. Over 100 new Hondas to select from at King Honda, Auburn, Alabama.
Is sneezing making you miserable? Or is it runny nose or itchy eyes? Whether it's sinus problems, unusual skin spots, or maybe a recent blemish on your skin, at the Alabama Allergy Skin Cancer Care Clinic, we can help you. Visit us at one of our conveniently located offices in Anniston, Clanton, and Sylacauga. See our experienced staff to discuss a treatment plan that's right for you. Please call 256-249-0358.
Hey folks, Len Ganem from the Sierra Honda Sylacauga, the all brand new Sierra Honda Sylacauga. I got some deals I want to tell you about today. I got the brand new CRZ, which gets up to 41 miles per gallon, and you got 0.9% rates right now on the brand new CRZ. Now come on over here, let me show you the Civic. We got a 2012 brand new redesigned Honda Civic. That Honda Civic's going to get you another 41 miles per gallon. So folks, you need to come on down here, take advantage of the deals. Make sure you see me, Len Ganem at Sierra Honda Sylacauga, and get the deal of your lifetime.
This man is not a mime. He's merely expressing his joy of switching from his old bank to Heritage South Credit Union. His story unfolds through the rare, spontaneous exuberance of interpretive dance, which anyone can learn with a little help from Heritage South. Isn't it time you said hello to Heritage South?
TV 47, the Coosa Valley's own.
We now enter the question portion. We once again will draw from the bowl to pick who goes first, second, third, so forth. We ask you to stick with the 1 minute response to the first question. The first question is this: with funding for new projects, facilities, recreational areas, and many others being top of the mind for our city government and citizens, the question is, how do you propose to secure new revenues to support any of these areas? Our first respondent will be from District, I'm going to know every one of you before this is over. From District 1, Joe Hogan gets to respond to this first. Joe?
All right, if you don't mind, repeat that question.
I will be glad to. Basically, with funding for new projects, facilities, recreational areas being on the top of the agenda and mind of a lot of city government and citizens, how do you propose to secure, or how would you propose to secure new revenues to support these types of areas?
Well, to me, a city is, you have to run a city like a business, okay? Same as your household budget. When you don't have enough money to do what needs to be done, when you don't have enough money to pay for what needs to be bought, you have to find ways of doing it. The first thing you can do is look at what we're currently doing. I've already gone to work and have had one of the entities that the city pays money to relinquish their $10,000 amount that we give them annually to come back to the city. There has to be a couple of concessions, which are very easy on the part of the city. But that frees up $10,000 more to give to another entity, which is a lot better than taking money from you or even leaving you at a flat level for 2 years in a row. We have to look inside. Obviously, there's opportunities for grant, but we have to be really creative. We have to think outside the box and come up with ways to generate the money. Saving money is the same thing as giving money. If we can save some of the money that we're spending right now or rearrange it, put it in to get the most out of it or get more out of it that you can, then we're able to do some of the projects that we need to have done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Our next council member that will be responding is from District 1, Jim Heigl.
Money, money. I remember I was talking to somebody today, one of the comments Henry Ford made years ago on black and white TV, I was watching them. He said, I can build you a car you can drive to the moon and back if you got the money to pay for it. Our city's in pretty good financial state, as I said before. We're saving a little bit every month. There are ways that we can get money. Right now, in our parks and rec, we're putting pretty close to $1 million a year into that. We need our board members to tell us exactly what they need. We'll support them every way we possibly can with grants. Look at our library, look at SAFE, look at the money they bring into our area through grants. We need to use grant money, and absolutely, I'm sure this council will work every way it possibly can, provide the financial support, but we need your support to do it.
Thank you, Jim. Next to respond is also from District 1, Mike Landers. It just happened that way this time, okay? That's cool.
You know, I'm always fascinated when people talk about expansion of our quality of life issues, and that's exactly what you're talking about, a sports complex and those kind of things. 4 years ago, the folks that are now in office and the folks, many of whom are sitting on this platform with me, committed to you that they were going to find a way to build a sports complex. We haven't seen that. Of course, in the last 8 years, in the last 12 years, we've seen the city's reserves dwindle. We've got about $3.8 million in reserve. We operate with a $13 million budget in this town. We've got about 3 months of cushion between us and financial disaster. What we've got to do what we must do is we must look at cautious budgeting. You know, government's driven by money. There's no way around it. You also know that government is driven by tax dollars. Now, I look out there, and when I say tax, I don't think one of you smiled, and I understand that. But you've got to understand that we've got to be more cautious with the money we've got if we are to expand the programs we have. And there's no way to do it unless we find a way to find grants and find money that's not currently available.
Thank you very much. Next to respond from District 4, Rocky Lucas. Rocky?
In response to that question, I'm totally on board with all the improvements the city needs, the sports complex, things like that. In my opinion, the revitalization of downtown Sylacauga is extremely important to making that happen. You know, a lot of research exists to show that vibrant downtown areas boost the economy and the quality of life in a community. So, you know, jobs, small business, the protection of property values, more options for merchandise, you know, that's just a few of the perks that a vibrant downtown community, you know, can have. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of history in Sylacauga. So, you know, we've just got to look for ways to revitalize downtown. We've got to, you know, look at the traffic that goes right here on Highway 21 that could generate some sales dollars and try to make those dreams of the sports complex and things such as that a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Rocky. Next from District 5, Billy Hay. Billy?
You know, I agree with what they're saying, but now I want to go to the second part of my story. Without jobs, you can build retail, you can do this and you can do that. It's all for naught. We've been talking about a sportsplex, I believe, since about 1973 when I first became a city employee. Every politician will come up on this stand and tell you that's that priority. I'll tell you what my priority is. I told you a few minutes ago that I was a job maker and not a job taker. I started my company in the year 2000. I was sitting on the porch with a notebook pad. Sherry came outside and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm trying to think of a name for a security guard company." And I came up with Delta. The first job I had, first contract, I was doing like this. Now we have 50 plus employees. I wonder if just a few more people have 50 plus employees. Look at the taxes it generates. Believe me, I pay my fair share of taxes. So jobs, jobs, jobs. That's what we got to look at to do the other things.
Thank you, Billy. Next from District 4, John Hall. John?
When the question was first put out, I thought very simply, fill up the empty buildings on Broadway, fill up the empty storefronts on Norton, and put small business back in there so the tax revenue would increase. And as I'm thinking about it, there's Koch Chicken, there's American Color Graphics that close the doors. There's a lot of industry around here that why can't we have people come in? I think one of the things the City Council should do is get out of Sylacauga and go look for people to come here to look at Sylacauga and see what a great and wonderful place this is. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next to respond from District 2 will be Shannon Darby. Shannon?
Increasing revenue and bringing new businesses are key targets in my campaign. I hear the sportsplex, but not only do we need the sportsplex, we need more. We need activities so that not only the youth can have something to do, but also the seniors. I am a successful business owner, Dancing Stars Incorporated, started here in Sylacauga 5 years ago, now Angels Dance Studio in Talladega. So I know the importance of bringing new revenue to a city. Not only that, it takes more than a CEO, the co-CEO, and the staff. It takes the community. And by working together, I believe we can get the job accomplished if we work hard and try to do it together. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Next to respond from District 3 will be Tom Roberts.
There are three sources of funding for municipal governments: grants, property taxes, and sales taxes. The bulk of the operating funds for our city come from sales taxes. That means we have to have more business. We have 31,000 people that have a Sylacauga address. They may not live in Sylacauga proper, but they live in our area. Rural Coosa County, rural Clay County. We need those people shopping in our area. We need more people living, working, and spending their money in Sylacauga. That takes a lot of work. It takes doing things to attract those people, to make our city attractive for their dollars. But there are other things that we can do to help secure the funding that we need. But the biggest thing is to increase business in Sylacauga. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Next to respond from District 3 also, Ken Horn. Ken?
When I was elected on City Council 8 years ago, we had a budget of $16 million. This year we had a budget of $13 million. When I was elected on the council 8 years ago, we had a surplus on that $16 million budget. Now we operate with a zero balanced budget. We have no money left in the budget. If we had a problem, we're in trouble. The thing we don't have that we need is more jobs.
Thank you. Finally, to respond from District 5, Billy Carden. Billy?
All these candidates up here are talking about jobs, and that is true. We need more jobs. Each candidate that's elected needs to go out and solicit jobs that will build what we already have. We have quarries here that use a lot of products that they make. We need to encourage people to come to town that's going to utilize those products that they have. Sports complex is probably one of my top priorities, because I've heard it, like these gentlemen said, for the last 12, 16 years, they've talked about having a new sports complex. I've seen what sportsplex can do in other towns and what kind of revenue it brings in. I've been there and I've seen it, and I encourage each and every one that's elected to this next council to get out and work for jobs, and that way we will have more taxes to have better service. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. Again, excellent job, gentlemen. You're really staying on task. We appreciate that.
Since 1990, Spring Terrace Assisted Living has provided the Sylacauga and surrounding areas with retirement living with a personal touch. Located at 1104 West Hickory Street, just off West Fort Williams, Spring Terrace Assisted Living offers elegant living and dining areas plus 3 nutritious meals a day. Spring Terrace is not a nursing home. We are a retirement community. Residents are free to come and go as they please, while some of our residents still drive their own vehicles. All our accommodations are private, with 26 private rooms with private baths and 4 two-room apartments we call suites. Our caring and mature staff provides a wide range of services that include such things from housekeeping and laundry all the way to assistance with your medications. As a resident, you would enjoy daily activities and entertainment that may include everything from bridge to bingo. Spring Terrace has nurses on staff, and the facility provides 24-hour supervision, so if you're sick during the middle of the night, we'll have someone there for you. At Spring Terrace, we have a ball. Independence, family, fun, and fellowship are our mottos. The Wilbanks family invites you to come to Spring Terrace anytime, and remember, don't wait until you need assisted living. Come on by today and have lunch and see what we're all about and join the family. For more information, call 245-6611. Spring Terrace Assisted Living, a retirement community right here in Sylacauga.
Hi there, welcome down to the Slick Willie Buick, Slick Willie Auto Car Lot.
Don't fall for the same old trick. Do business with the best. Tallapoosa Ford in Alexander City. Tallapoosa Ford has a huge selection of F-150 trucks. 2011 Tauruses. Tallapoosa Ford has it all. The short country drive from anywhere. We can do all warranty work on any Ford with award-winning service.
Hello, this is Jeff Smith with Tallapoosa Ford. I'd like to invite you to come experience our dealership and see what 30 years of family-owned business can do for you in your car buying experience.
Wright Tire and Service on West Fort Williams in Sylacauga is the right place for you. We carry the right tires for your car: Goodyear, Cooper, General, Michelin, and lots more. Wright Tire and Service is also your right choice when it comes to all of your automotive service needs. Whether it's an oil change, front-end alignment, brake service, or air conditioner work, make the right choice the first time and stop by Wright Tire and Service, Sylacauga.
Let's talk about Glenn Smith Toyota of Sylacauga.
My son lives in Georgia. He's a recent graduate from college, and he knew that I had bought my car here, but he now lived in Georgia, and he wasn't sure if he could. And I said, sure. I said, just go out on the internet and see what they have available. He came up the next day, and they had paperwork going and set up, and he drove off the lot with a Prius.
Just more great reasons to come to Glenn Smith Toyota of Sylacauga.
Town and Country Cleaners on West Fort Williams in Sylacauga, 1222 Cherokee Road in Alexander City is your laundry headquarters. Cleaning specials include Monday 5 shirts $8.25, Tuesday 2-piece suits $6.50, Wednesday dresses $6.50, dry clean and laundered pants $3.25, Thursday dry clean and laundried pants $3.25. Shoe cleaning, repair, leather goods too, plus your favorite team's cap. That's Town and Country Cleaners, Sylacauga and Alexander City.
Hey.
Got a card from Amy Roberts today.
Dear Alan, Steve knew you would help us make sure the house, the bills, our kids would all be taken care of. Thanks for being there when you had to and when you didn't. Sincerely, Amy.
I'm in love with the most amazing guy. Is he taller than me?
Every day, our financial advisors touch lives and secure futures. We are Modern Woodmen.
Have you had difficulty securing insurance coverage due to bad credit or poor driving record? Call Phillips Insurance Agency today and get your free quick quote. At Phillips Insurance, we take good drivers and unfortunate drivers. At Phillips Insurance, we can get you the coverage you deserve and without a credit check. Call Lonnie or Reba today and let them get you the protection you need. Be sure to mention this ad when calling for your quick quote.
TV 47, the Coosa Valley's own.
Our second question, again, we will draw at random, 1 minute per candidate. Mix them up real good there. Question is this: if you're successful with your bid for the City Council, what one area do you plan to focus on first, and be specific? First up, Billy Carden. You mixed them up real good. Yeah, way to go, Cass.
One of my main concerns is about having industry come to town. They need to have a good way to come to town. My pet peeve, I think, would be to see if we can get the 4-lane all the way from Sylacauga to I-20 to have better access into Sylacauga. Possibly have the new bridge across Coosa River that would give us access to I-65. We need to have more jobs, like everybody said, and I think if we can do that, we can have a better Sylacauga, and hopefully everybody will work towards that goal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Billy. Next to respond from District 1 is Jim Heigl. Jim?
One of the main things, like all of you, is jobs. That and the outward appearance of our city. I attended IDB board meetings for over 6 years now. I've met CEOs, plant managers, company owners, and one of the things that we try to tell them about Sylacauga, and they already know it. They've been here. They already visited. Sam was going to tell him about our schools and our churches. They already knew it. They knew about our hospitals. They knew about our churches. They knew about our city hall, the library. Nickel Lawson. They told about how beautiful the outward appearance of all these places are. And that's why I like to work with the Beautification Council, because this is important when people come here. Not only are they looking to plant their businesses here, but they're also looking to live here. Now, we've got things coming in here. Fleetwood Metals, everybody else, they're expanding. You don't see it because they're diversified, but they are growing. 40 jobs out of Fleetwood Metals, and they've got 12 people to apply for the jobs. You see what's happening up there with the spec building up there in Talladega, 100,000 square feet. They had 3,000 people as applicants. We've got a spec building here. We've only got 60,000 feet. Right now we've got somebody looking at 30,000 feet of it. ICO is here. They've heard about ICO back in '07. It's taken this long to get this far. 3 years ago, I heard of another company's coming here. It may be another 2 years, but they'll be here. But we are growing, but we are kind of growing kind of slow, and you got to have patience and keep our city beautiful and out front. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Next to respond will be from District 2, Shannon Darby. Shannon?
When elected, I will make sure that I continue to work with the code enforcer to make sure that our city remains clean. Sylacauga is known for beautiful Sylacauga. Not only do we want downtown looking good, but also all the districts in the city. That way, if we all work together, as I said the first time, pitch in, pick up, and let's continue to remain Sylacauga, beautiful, clean Sylacauga. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Next to respond from District 1, Joe Hogan. Joe?
Uh, 10 years ago, I worked at the ECC, and my main job there was to take the powder that is made out of crushed rock and bring it into the plant. Coat the powder, make it a waterproof coated product. From there, it was put on rail cars, banded, sent over to Picayune, Mississippi, on rail by freight. And I got to thinking, well, with all the problems that we have with the freight going over there, the seals being broken, that's the car ends up being a waste of $230,000 a piece. So I thought, why don't we get Heritage Freight to come over here closer to the source? Well, where is Heritage Freight now? They are one railroad track away from ECC or Emrys. After you elect me, one of the first things I will do is go back to our natural resource, which is our biggest opportunity. If we can go to the companies that we supply this product to and provide them opportunities to come to Sylacauga, reducing their freight, reducing their expenses, bringing them here, then what we're doing is creating jobs, which is where we have to start. From there, we can go down the ladder to the companies that they supply to and bring them over as well. Has to start with jobs, and that's the way to get some jobs in here.
Thank you, Joe. Next to respond, Ken Horn.
The first thing I would do if I'm reelected to the council is I would implore my fellow councilmen to let's hire someone as an ambassador for Sylacauga to get on the internet, get on a plane, whatever, go out and find jobs, good paying jobs that we need in Sylacauga really bad. We need our economy to get up at least $3 million more a year, and you'll see Sylacauga grow the way it's supposed to.
Thank you, Ken. Next to respond from District 1, Mike Landers.
Y'all asked me what I think is my main priority, and my main priority with the new council is leadership. The council's been divided for 4 years. The council's been ineffective in dealing with its problems. The council can't all pull together. Leadership's the key. If you elect me, I guarantee you'll have an ambassador for Sylacauga. Nobody cares more about this town than I do. Nobody wants to promote Sylacauga any more than I do. And I'll tell you, I'll promote it tirelessly. I'm the man that can promote Sylacauga, and I'm the man that can speak for you, and I'm the man that can speak for Sylacauga. If you vote for Mike Landers, you've got an ambassador 24 hours a day for the bargain price of a city council salary. Thank you.
Thank you. Next to respond to the question from District 3 is Tom Roberts. Tom?
You can't carry water in a basket. We have a serious hole we need to plug up. It doesn't do any good whatsoever to recruit new industry jobs if those people live and spend in Shelby County. Last year, Sylacauga, according to the Alabama Development Office, created more than 1,000 industrial jobs. Those people aren't living and spending here. They're not going to our churches. They're not a part of our civic organizations. That hole has to be plugged up. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Next from District 4, Rocky Lucas. Rocky?
I guess you would say my platform for my campaign is sustaining and growing population. We've got to figure out why people move from Sylacauga. we've got to find out what attracts people to this area, because I believe they are correlated. The factors that cause people to move away are the same factors that attract them to a community. How do we retain young people? We need to take a closer look at what we're doing to address their needs and their beliefs. Think of some of the brightest youth in our area and what it would take to make them want to return to town after college. It might seem kind of funny to some people, but it sounds like a great idea to me. Let's include the youth of the community in some of the conversations that we have about city planning, about economic development. It doesn't sound very far-fetched. What about those that don't leave? Okay, what we've got to do, we've got to listen to those folks too, to those kids, and figure out, how do we make them productive citizens? I think partnerships with schools to start looking at skill sets for those graduates who will not attend college might be a good start. Thank you.
Thank you, Rocky. Next to respond from District 4, John Hall.
Being a retired firefighter, my job was to put water on the fire and put the fire out. So simplistically, get the City Council as a unit to go out there and get Sylacauga noticed. Hey, come take a look. Simple as that. That would be my priority number one.
Thank you, John. Next to respond from District 5, Billy Hay.
Ken Horn and I talk a lot about different things, and the idea about having a city recruiter that would jump on a plane and get the information maybe off the interstate and fly to California or Kansas or Canada somewhere and tell them about Sylacauga. And, we can sit up here, and I admire every one of these fellows behind me. I think we all got basically the same idea to improve the city of Sylacauga. Let's all start with a 3 or 4 letter word, and that's still jobs. We got to give these kids jobs, get them off the street, get the people that out here doing drugs. If they working and providing for the family, you see a reduction in crime, you see a reduction in drug use, meth labs, and the list goes on and on. So, if you elect Billy Hay, I'm going to give you the next 4 years. I'm going to show you at the end of 4 years, you're going to say, well, Bill Hay did what he says he's going to do, and that's provide and help get more jobs in here. So thank you very much.
Billy, thank you. Again, nice job, gentlemen.
Is sneezing making you miserable? Or is it runny nose or itchy eyes? Whether it's sinus problems, unusual skin spots, or maybe a recent blemish on your skin, at the Alabama Allergy Skin Cancer Care Clinic, we can help you. Visit us at one of our conveniently located offices in Anniston, Clanton, and Sylacauga. See our experienced staff to discuss a treatment plan that's right for you. Please call 256-249-0358.
Hey folks, Len Ganem from the Sierra Honda Sylacauga, the all brand new Sierra Honda Sylacauga. I got some deals I want to tell you about today. I got the brand new CRZ, which gets up to 41 miles per gallon, and you got 0.9% rates right now on the brand new CRZ. Now come on over here, let me show you the Civic. We got a 2012 brand new redesigned Honda Civic. That Honda Civic's going to get you another 41 miles per gallon. So folks, you need to come on down here, take advantage of the deals. Make sure you see me, Len Ganem at Sierra Honda Sylacauga, and get the deal of your lifetime.
Since 1990, Spring Terrace Assisted Living has provided the Sylacauga and surrounding areas with retirement living with a personal touch. Located at 1104 West Hickory Street, just off West Fort Williams, Spring Terrace Assisted Living offers elegant living and dining areas plus 3 nutritious meals a day. Spring Terrace is not a nursing home. We are a retirement community. Residents are free to come and go as they please, while some of our residents still drive their own vehicles. All our accommodations are private, with 26 private rooms with private baths and 4 two-room apartments we call suites. Our caring and mature staff provides a wide range of services that include such things from housekeeping and laundry all the way to assistance with your medications. As a resident, you would enjoy daily activities and entertainment that may include everything from bridge to bingo. Spring Terrace has nurses on staff, and the facility provides 24-hour supervision, so if you're sick during the middle of the night, we'll have someone there for you. At Spring Terrace, we have a ball. Independence, family, fun, and fellowship are our mottos. The Wilbanks family invites you to come to Spring Terrace anytime, and remember, don't wait until you need assisted living. Come on by today and have lunch and see what we're all about and join the family. For more information, call 245-6611. Spring Terrace Assisted Living, a retirement community right here in Sylacauga.
Let's talk about Glenn Smith Toyota of Sylacauga.
The main reason I bought Toyotas again was dependability. I always had real good service out of them. Just bought a new Toyota 4Runner and bought a new Toyota Tundra truck. Enjoyed both of them. The people here have been real good. Service department is great. Try Toyota in Sylacauga here at Glenn Smith first before you go anywhere else.
Just more great reasons to come to Glenn Smith Toyota of Sylacauga.
Town and Country Cleaners on Westport Williams in Sylacauga, 1222 Cherokee Road in Alexander City is your laundry headquarters. Cleaning specials include Monday 5 shirts $8.25, Tuesday 2-piece suits $6.50, Wednesday dresses $6.50, dry clean and laundered pants $3.25, Thursday dry clean and laundried pants $3.25. Shoe cleaning, repair, leather goods too, plus your favorite team's cap. That's Town and Country Cleaners, Sylacauga and Alexander City.
It happens every day.
Goodbye.
The fruit of our efforts, the years of sacrifice.
Make us proud.
Your promise of a brighter future.
We miss you.
Leaves the nest to continue life's journey in another community. It's your money, heading off to improve the lives of people you don't even know. But when you bank with Heritage South Credit Union, your money stays in the community, helping you and your neighbors grow and prosper. Don't say goodbye to your money. Say hello to Heritage South.
Hi there, welcome down to the Swift Willie Buick Slick Willie Auto Car Lot.
Don't fall for the same old trick. Do business with the best. Tallapoosa Ford in Alexander City. Tallapoosa Ford has a huge selection of F-150 trucks. 2011 Tauruses. Tallapoosa Ford has it all. The short country drive from anywhere. We can do all warranty work on any Ford with award-winning service.
Hello, this is Jeff Smith with Tallapoosa Ford. I'd like to invite you to come experience our dealership and see what 30 years of family-owned business can do for you in your car buying experience.
TV 47, the Coosa Valley's own.
We now come to concluding statements. Again, you will have 2 minutes each to sum up your platform and any other comments that you would like to offer to the citizens of Sylacauga. We'll begin first summing up with Jim Heigl. Jim?
I'm not running for re-election against these guys. I'm running for re-election for you people. I've been in Sylacauga over 60 years. My wife and I raised our children here. I came up through the Sylacauga schools. My children came up through the Sylacauga schools. Now I've got 3 grandkids in Sylacauga schools. Our school, we got a great system here. Sure, we've got shortcomings just like every city has. But working together, we can overcome a lot of these things. We're blessed in a lot of ways, and other people that other cities aren't blessed. Yes, we got our problems. The police department, fire department, they got their problems. But my main priority as your councilman, you're hiring me or electing me to appropriate the funds to the various departments throughout the city that provide you with the protection that you cannot or are unable to provide yourself. That's going to be my one priority. And I'm going to keep supporting all the boards that will give you the quality of life and helps this city grow. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, okay. Jim, we may have cut you off earlier than we spoke. Would you like, you've got another minute, actually. You have another minute. Okay? Okay. Also now to conclude with his statement is Joe Hogan. Joe?
Just because you can qualify does not mean you're qualified, okay? I can't put it any more simple than that. What does it take to be a councilman? I believe I have it. Otherwise, I would be happy with what we've currently had, or I would be happy not to run against these other 2 guys. I have the business knowledge, the business experience in working for a local industry, managing retail, being a general manager in a retail business with 5 stores, managing an international telecommunications company. I have marketing promotion experience, and my goal is to bring that to Sylacauga. Obviously, I think I'm the best qualified. So when you listen to everybody up here, and everybody up here is going to give you some version of the right thing to say, and it's good because it is all right. But look past that. Look into the qualifications of everybody up here. Dig deep. I urge you to look on the internet, look on Sylacauga Today, localissue.net, look everywhere you can and research us, because this is going to be the biggest opportunity Sylacauga may ever have. What happens in our future is going to be based on this election. We will have a new mayor. We'll have 2 new councilmen. We could stand to have 3 new councilmen. It could be a complete flop across the board. So if you have children, especially if you have grandchildren, if you want Sylacauga to remain on the map as one of the best cities in Alabama to live in, or one of the best cities in America to live in, then get out and vote. Spread the word. We've got to have the young vote. We've got to have the old vote. We've got to have the white vote, the black vote. We've got to have every single vote this time. Please look into all the candidates beyond what they just say, okay? Obviously, Sylacauga is a beautiful place to me. Otherwise, I would not put the investment into Sylacauga that I have. I urge you, I will bring the leadership to Sylacauga. I'm not going to take a lawyeristic, strong-arm tactic on city council. You have to be able to work with the whole council as a whole. You have to have diplomacy, and that's what I'm going to bring thanks to my work experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, to conclude with his statement, is Billy Carden. Billy?
Like I said, I've lived here all my life except for the 3 years I spent in service. I've seen Sylacauga grow and I've seen it falter. I'd like to be part of to see it grow again, but we have to all work together. We got to get on the same track for the same goals and work with each other. The only promise I can make to you right now is I'll have one vote, and I can promise you that when I make that vote, it'll be what I feel like is best for Sylacauga and my district. And I thank y'all for coming out. We appreciate it, and y'all have a great day.
Thank you. For his concluding statement, Rocky Lucas. Rocky?
Guys, when me and my wife decided to move back here about 8 years ago, my wife is originally from here. Her family is from here. We looked at a few factors, and one of the factors that really drove us back to this town was the education, guys. Education is a big deal. Education's a huge deal, okay? We've been talking about money and been talking about investments and been talking about putting money here and putting money there. Well, you know, all the statistics show that an educational system of a community is one of the key factors in attracting and retaining residents. Well, that's my platform, is a growing population and retaining what we've got. So, guys, education is an investment in this city, and that's what we've got to stick with. Each year, the money in the city's budget allocated to the school system has decreased. We've got to make that the most important priority again, okay? Guys, like I said, I love this city. I appreciate you all coming out, taking time out of your evening to support us. Have a great night, and thank you again.
Thank you, Rocky. For his concluding statement, we welcome Mike Landers. Mike?
Let me tell y'all what's right with Sylacauga. What's right with Sylacauga is a fire department led by Matt Missildine that's second to none. What's right is the police department led by Chris Carden. What's right is a library led by Shirley Spears. What's right is the administrative offices in the city led by Patricia Carden. What's right is safe in this city led by Margaret Morton. What's right in this city is Jim Armstrong at Parks and Recs. They're all doing their job, and they're doing their job under continuing budget cuts. And let me tell you about education. For a long time, education in Sylacauga has been held up there to a standard that Mountain Brook and Vestavia achieved, with a higher tax base and much higher tax revenue than Sylacauga ever generated. I see Matt Hubbard sitting back there. Let me tell you, Rocky's right. Education has got to be a priority because education is the future of Sylacauga. Now, what's wrong with Sylacauga? What's wrong is that the council has not looked at our budget carefully. We have got core services. We've got fire, we've got police, we've got administration, we've got library, we've got parks and rec, and we've got streets and sanitation. And they've got to be funded. They relate to your general welfare every day. Every one of you know when you pick up the phone, you don't want to hear a dead dial tone when you call the police and fire. You know that the quality of life issues like library and like parks and rec are here. You know that Margaret Morton's SAFE program has been critical to Sylacauga in these tough economic times because that SAFE serves as a safety net for a lot of families that are in distress right now. But what's wrong with Sylacauga is the council hasn't been effective. They haven't gone out. They haven't recruited new industry. They haven't been cohesive. They haven't worked together. And I'm telling you, if you elect me, you're going to see a council that gets in the traces and we pull that plow. Because too long we have sat here and watched nothing happen. Well, that can't go on anymore. The budget continues to shrink. Revenues continue to shrink. And worst of all, our reserves continue to shrink. We're going to be out of money and we're going to be at the edge of a cliff and nobody's going to know how we got there. We're about there. Vote for Mike Landers if you want somebody to step up and man up for your council. Mike's the man that's going to step up.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Next to respond, John Hall. John?
When I was growing up in a small New England town in Massachusetts, I was told that anything worth having is worth working for. And very simply, I like what I have here in Sylacauga. I have a home. I have friends. I have people who care about me and people I care about as well. I care about the city. I don't have all the answers to all the questions. I don't know anything. I'm learning about the city day by day, finding out the little pockets of problems that are persisting all the time, drainage, trash pickup, roads that are needing repair. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Well, anything worth having is worth working for, and I promise you all, citizens of Sylacauga, that if you vote for me, I will do whatever I can to help you, to help us all, to help this city get better. Thank you.
Thank you. For his concluding statement, Ken Horn. Ken?
Ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is if I'm elected, fine. If I'm not, fine. This will be my last term no matter what. But I would love to see a sportsplex in Sylacauga. I'd like to see more paving. Mainly, I'd like to see that dadgum reef shut down and cleaned up. And I'd like to see them get out there and get it cleaned up because they really have put a bad odor in our town. Should have never happened. And I'd just like to say that I'd love to see Sylacauga just really, really grow. And main thing, let's get us some jobs in town. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Get out here, recruit business. Sylacauga can grow back to the way it used to be. Sylacauga the beautiful.
Thank you, Ken. For his concluding statement, we welcome Shannon Darby.
The change we need, the voice we deserve. For District 2, improving infrastructure, bringing more revenue, enforcing the law enforcement for the crime rate, implementing educational growth, and implementing extracurricular activities for the youth and the seniors are key targets of my campaign. When elected, I will fight to ensure that we progress to the next level and not remain stagnant. Once again, vote the change we need, the voice we deserve. August 28th, 2012. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. For his statement, we call on Billy Hay. He's over there. Can't see.
You know, all my life I have always tried to be a voice for the voiceless. Sylacauga is just like any other city. We have a loss of people with no voice. We have a loss of people that's left behind, both minorities, whites, women. They just don't have no voice, not even city government no more. I want to be the candidate and I want to be the council member that will be the voice. My little slogan on my cards, and you'll see them in the next few days, we'll start putting out our signs tomorrow, handing out cards and some TV and radio stuff, is if you elect Billy Hay as member of the city council, I'll have your back. I don't believe in shenanigans. I don't believe in closed door meetings. I don't believe in something they slide on you in a little article in the back page of the public notices of the legal ad. I believe that you have a right to hear what goes on via TV, the newspaper, or in person, any city business that affects your life. And I will fight for you. I promise you that. And I will fight for that little man and that little woman wherever they at around here. I've did that all my life. I guess you can say, if you ask me something, I'm going to tell you. You might not want to hear the answer, but I'm going to tell you what's on my mind. And then you can take it or you can leave it. Because I'm an honest man, I'm a family man, and I too am a veteran. I served in NATO, got drafted 2 weeks after high school, and I'm proud of that. And some people are not proud of that no more, military service and stuff, but I am. But if you elect me, let me be the voice for the little guy and a voice for each one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Billy. Finally, for his last statement, Tom Roberts. Tom?
There's an old saying that it takes a village to raise a child, and I guess that's why I'm standing up here, because I grew up in a wonderful village, and I'm not just talking about Sylacauga. I'm talking about my particular neighborhood. I was talking to Margaret Morton a few weeks ago about the neighborhood in which we grew up, and all the wonderful people that we had to look up to, the great examples to follow, like my dad, who taught me that I could have anything that I wanted if I was willing to put in the work to earn it, and my next-door neighbor, Hubert Carden, who actually hired me and put me to work to earn the stuff that I wanted. Some great educators like my mom, Dolly Roberts, Reuben Porch, and Dora Perriman. There was Frank Perriman, her husband, who built the hospital that my grandfather moved from Coosa County to help found. My Uncle Johnny, John Philip Roberts, who taught me that tired was that wonderful feeling you get when you work hard to accomplish something. Jim Ward. He helped me and so many of my friends and neighbors become Eagle Scouts and caring Christians. We just lost Jim this last year, and he meant so much to me. Curtis Lyles, a great mentor for my media career and an even better example of civic leader. Guy I called Uncle Bill because I had so many real uncles. I didn't know my next door neighbor on that side wasn't my uncle, but Bill Nichols, who, despite 30 years or more in Washington, avoided becoming a politician by being a true, lifelong public servant. Those people meant a lot to me. They helped guide my life, and they gave me some pretty high standards to live up to. They taught me to passionately love this place I call home and to do my part every day to make it even better. And as they did, to serve as an active example of just what can happen when positive attitude meets hard work. I ask for your vote and support. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Gentlemen, it's not easy to run for office in today's society. It takes guts. It takes courage. It takes tenacity. But it takes passion and takes commitment. All of you have demonstrated that tonight. I know I speak on behalf of everyone here. We thank you for your willingness to serve, to step out and lead, and we wish you the best. God bless each one of you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We will now take a 10-minute intermission to set up for the mayoral debate. By the way, gentlemen, there are seats in the front row if you would like to take them. 10-minute intermission.
Hey.
Got a card from Amy Roberts today.
Dear Alan, Steve knew you would help us make sure the house, the bills, our kids would all be taken care of. Thanks for being there when you had to and when you didn't. Sincerely, Amy.
I'm in love with the most amazing guy.
Is he taller than me?
Every day, our financial advisors touch lives and secure futures. We are Modern Woodmen.
Local Health Mart store in Sylacauga is Marble City Pharmacy. With 57 years combined experience, registered pharmacists Danny Johnson, Jacob Johnson, and Jerry Johnson stand ready to fill that next doctor's prescription. Your full-service pharmacy, Marble City Pharmacy, features the Living Well Diabetes Life Center Control. We're your gift headquarters, too, including Alabama and Auburn selections, plus a complete line of toys such as Melissa and Doug. Greeting cards for any occasions, and also saving you even more money is our popular dollar aisle. That's Marble City Pharmacy, the way a drugstore used to be.
It actually happened. I found my perfect match. Attractive, hardworking, and really bright.
Need new furniture? With great values plus hometown service and budget-friendly finance options, you'll find your perfect match at Badcock. Looking for quality, style, and value? Create the home of your dreams today with Badcock's Easy Options Financing.
Badcock and more makes it easy.
Get ready to smile at Toyota of Sylacauga, the new 2012 Toyota RAV4. It's the versatile and efficient compact SUV. You'll love your RAV4 for just $21,390 or enjoy 0% financing for 60 months. Toyota of Sylacauga. Get ready to smile.
Steen's 23.5-hour wrecker service celebrating 50 years in business. Jimmy Steen talks about the 50th year anniversary.
Jimmy Steen started off in 1962. So we just had our 50th anniversary. Started off with one homemade wrecker. Thanks to the customers and all up to this date, we got nine vehicles.
We don't want your arms and legs, just your toes. Celebrating 50 years in business, Steen's Wrecker Service and Garage, Old Birmingham Highway in Sylacauga.
At Downtown Barbecue and Grill, you'll get true Southern-style barbecue cooked the way it should be, smoked for over 24 hours. Our award-winning St. Louis-style ribs are smoked over seasoned hickory wood. The loaded potatoes are the largest you've ever seen and come with your choice of pulled pork or chicken. And don't forget our famous bread pudding and coconut cream cake, made fresh daily. Downtown Barbecue also offers last-minute catering services and tailgate specials featuring party platters of 50 to 100 jumbo wings or hand-breaded boneless chicken fingers. Come give us a try at Downtown Barbecue.
Save on gas. Save on purchase price. Get more than you imagined for your trade. Plus, take advantage of huge factory incentives and 0.9% financing on new Civics, Accords, Cross Tours, Pilots, and Ridgelines. Now at King Honda Car World, Auburn, Alabama. All roads lead to King Honda, where you will save thousands on new Odyssey vans and get 0.9% financing for 60 months. Forget sticker. Every new Honda is marked down for this gigantic event. Now is the time to buy, and King Honda is the place. Over 100 new Hondas to select from at King Honda, Auburn, Alabama.
What happens to your money when you bank at a chain bank? Chances are it goes to corporate headquarters, where it makes its way into their community to encourage their growth and create their jobs. But when you join Heritage South Credit Union, your money stays right here in your hometown, so you actually help yourself and your community grow and become a little more prosperous. Don't say goodbye to your money. Say hello to Heritage South.
Any meal, anytime, it's a Huddle House on Highway 280. From the popular Huddle House signature waffle to our big house breakfast including gravy and biscuit and loaded hash browns, it's a Huddle House. Try our Philly cheese steak omelet. It's a sure hit too. Our big house sandwich combos include Huddle burger and country fried steak. And for lunch or dinner, it's the often requested chopped steak with mushroom gravy. Starting to get hungry? Head to the Huddle House. Our friendly and experienced team await you. Huddle House, Highway 280, any meal, anytime.
TV 47, the Coosa Valley's own.
Okay, if we could get everybody seated, please. We have 45 seconds. While we have a couple seconds here, I want to very much thank everyone who turned out this evening. I am really thankful for the turnout tonight. It means a lot to know that the citizens of our city care enough to want to come out and listen to our council candidates and to our mayoral candidates and really take an interest in making our city better for all of us. So, is that long enough yet? Okay, good. Okay. Now, 3 of our 4 mayoral candidates are with us this evening. We have Walter Jacobson, we have Doug Murphy, and we have Bobby Whetstone. So now I will turn it back over to Here's Johnny.
All right, let's get started and have some fun. You guys ready? Oh, we've just been waiting on you. Again, you know the directions. Let me just repeat the instructions so our audience will understand how we will do this. Again, we will have a 2-minute introductory statement from each one of you, if you'll stick to that 2 minutes. Then we'll have a time of questions. We have 3 questions that have been put together. You will have 1 minute to respond to the question, and at the end you will have 2 minutes to sum up. if Chase can count correctly, Cass, I'm sorry. I said Chase, didn't I? Cass, I'll change your name before it's over, okay? But Cass is going to take time. He will lift his hand when about 15 seconds to go. That means wrap it up, and then we'll ring the bell, and we'll fudge a little bit if we have to, okay? But we appreciate each one of you being here. This is, again, just like running for council, running for mayor. It takes some courage, it takes commitment, it takes belief, and it takes a willingness to serve. And we appreciate each one of you putting yourself up for office and being willing to step out and lead. So if you would, before we start with the audience, welcome and thank all three of our candidates for being here tonight. One more time. Make them feel at home. They're looking nervous to me. Let's see if we can warm them up a little bit, okay? Beginning with our 2-minute opening statement, we call first to the podium Mr. Walter Jacobson. Walter?
Good evening, and I'm Walter Jacobson. Born and raised in South Alabama. Decided to make Sylacauga my home, a few years back. My traveling companion, Miss Debbie, as you know, we have a slogan, we talk about let's make a difference. She has a TV program called Making a Difference. For us, that has never been an option. Whether or not to be involved in our community and what goes on around us. And from the time we came here, we have certainly attempted to do that. I look for opportunities, and at times we come in and, you're just bone tired. Been on the road, been, trying to promote the city. You come in and you think, okay, we got some downtime. Let's take advantage of it. But then you got that phone call. Somebody's in trouble. Somebody's got a problem. And quite often, it'll seem like, that's really not a big issue. And it might not be to me, but it is to that person that's going through it at the time. So we certainly always try to look at that. And one of the things that I will bring to the table is we begin to put this thing together, is we will put a plan together. Not one plan, but many plans. Because to me, that's the key to being successful in anything you do, whether you're doing it in municipal government, whether you're doing it in the business world, or doing it at your own home. You've got to have a plan. You've got to know where you're going. You got to know where you are when you get there, and then you got to know how you got there. Thank you much.
Thank you, sir. Next, we welcome to the podium Bobby Whetstone. Bobby?
It's good to see everyone, and we want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for inviting us and everyone for being here. My name is Bobby Whetstone. I'm from Sylacauga. I was born here. I went to Main Avenue School, Mountain View, East Highland, and Sylacauga High School. I attended Talladega College. I graduated with honors from the William L. Bonner Bible College in Columbia, South Carolina. And also I worked in financial services. I was in the military. I was an armor supply guy. Did a tour in South Korea. I was about 20 miles from the DMZ, and a lot of times when you're over there, everybody don't know it, people are still fighting over there. And that's one of the times I was wishing I was in Sylacauga. But I enjoyed my time for my country. I've been married almost 30 years. Almost 30 years to the same woman. Y'all ought to get out of hand. I have the leadership skills. I have the quality. I was in the band, for some of you don't know me, under Fess Simpkins when I started playing the trumpet. Then I went to under Buddy, and me and Buddy, he used to drive me back and forth to my house. And I came up under Mr. Carter.
just giving you a bio of me, who I am. I am also the pastor here in Sylacauga. I am the district leader over 7 churches. I just want to, when they answer the questions, I will tell you my platform when they ask us questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, for opening statement, we welcome Doug Murphy. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to be here tonight, and I appreciate the opportunity to be before you tonight. First thing, I'd like to thank the people of District 5 for allowing me to serve for the past 16 years as their councilman. That's been a wonderful experience and something that I have really enjoyed. My wife Barbara and I have lived in Sylacauga for almost 50 years. We both went to school here. We had a business based in Sylacauga for 25 years. We raised our family here. We have 2 sons, 6 grandchildren, all of which live and work in Sylacauga. So we're kind of proud of that fact. I've been on the City Council, like I said, since 1996. I served as City Council President from 2000 until 2008. I've wanted to run for mayor, I guess, since probably my 2nd term on the City Council. And the reason I want to run for mayor is simple. I love Sylacauga. I want to do my part to make Sylacauga a better place to live. Right now, Sylacauga is already a wonderful city. I think it's probably one of the best cities in this area to live, and I think everybody will agree with me. But we have work to do. Sylacauga, as y'all have heard tonight, we need jobs. We need a cleaner Sylacauga. We need things put in place to keep our young people in Sylacauga. When they graduate from school, we want them to go off and get educated, come back to Sylacauga. And there's several things that I would love to share. Some of the things that we need in Sylacauga. But I ask you tonight on August 28th to vote for my experience and allow me to do the job that I've been trained to do for the last 16 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have 3 questions that we would like to pose to each. Remember, you've got a minute to respond and be as specific as you can. First question that has been contributed to us tonight. We've enjoyed 4 successful years for our Magic of Marble Festival. This has been Mayor Wright's focus from the very beginning, and he has totally supported and built on its success each year. Given the importance of the marble industry to Sylacauga and its cultural importance, how do you see your role to drive and build this program for the Marble City? Okay. Doug, you're first to respond.
Yeah, you're right. The Marble Festival has been a big part of Sylacauga. We have in our quarries here probably one of the best assets that anybody around has. We've got our marble in Washington, D.C. and all over the world. I think our marble is very important, and I think it's important for us to promote that marble. And as you said, Sam has took a big role in that promotion, and I would like to see us continue that in every way we can. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next to respond, Bobby Whetstone. Bobby?
The marble industry here in Sylacauga has been very important to me because my mother, she's passed, but my stepfather, he worked at the quarry. Now he's passed, and that helps support me and helps support our family. So it's very important, and it's something that it's like a symbolic of Sylacauga. So we want to make sure that we keep it around. We want to make sure, as mayor, make sure that it's vibrant and make sure it continues to grow in this city, because it was Georgia marble when I was small,
And that marble company is one of the reasons that I was able to eat, and I will continue to promote that.
Thank you, sir. Walter, would you respond, please, sir?
To continue the theme that I've talked about earlier, first thing you've got to do is put a plan together. Where you're going to go, how you're going to get there. What do you want it to look like when you get there? How are we going to promote it? We can talk all day about promoting it, but if we don't know how we're going to promote it or who we're going to promote it to, then, we're wasting our time. If we'll put a plan together, and like I say, we know where we're going, we can get there. We'll continue to build through collaboration and promotion. Promoting Sylacauga as a source of this beautiful marble we have, and to all the other, working with our incumbent industries that are here today, and how we can expand that out into their customer base even further, which we're already doing that, and we'll just continue to enhance that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
At Downtown Barbecue and Grill, you'll get true Southern-style barbecue cooked the way it should be, smoked for over 24 hours. Our award-winning St. Louis-style ribs are smoked over seasoned hickory wood. The loaded potatoes are the largest you've ever seen and come with your choice of pulled pork or chicken. And don't forget our famous bread pudding and coconut cream cake, made fresh daily. Downtown Barbecue also offers last-minute catering services, and be sure to join us every Tuesday for Taco Tuesday, featuring a fun mix of pork and Mexican cuisine, and Wednesdays for Wing Wednesday.
It actually happened. I found my perfect match. Attractive, hardworking, and really bright.
Need new furniture? With great values plus hometown service and budget-friendly finance options, you'll find your perfect match at Badcock. Looking for quality, style, and value? Create the home of your dreams today with Badcock's Easy Options Financing.
Badcock and more makes it easy.
Steen's 23-and-a-half-hour wrecker service, celebrating 50 years in business. Jimmy Steen talks about the 50th year anniversary.
Jimmy Steen started off in 1962. We just had our 50th anniversary. Started off with one homemade wrecker. Thanks to the customers and all, up to this date, we got nine vehicles.
We don't want your arms and legs, just your toes. Celebrating 50 years in business, Steen's Wrecker Service and Garage, Old Birmingham Highway in Sylacauga.
Save on gas. Save on purchase price. Get more than you imagined for your trade. Plus, take advantage of huge factory incentives and 0.9% financing on new Civics, Accords, Cross Tours, Pilots, and Ridgelines. Now at King Honda Car World, Auburn, Alabama. All roads lead to King Honda, where you will save thousands on new Odyssey vans and get 0.9% financing for 60 months. Forget sticker. Every new Honda is marked down for this gigantic event. Now is the time to buy, and King Honda is the place. Over 100 new Hondas to select from at King Honda, Auburn, Alabama.
Is sneezing making you miserable? Or is it runny nose or itchy eyes? Whether it's sinus problems, unusual skin spots, or maybe a recent blemish on your skin, at the Alabama Allergy Skin Cancer Care Clinic, we can help you. Visit us at one of our conveniently located offices in Anniston, Clanton, and Sylacauga. See our experienced staff to discuss a treatment plan that's right for you. Please call 256-249-0358.
Hey folks, Len Gannum from the Sierra Honda Sylacauga, the all brand new Sierra Honda Sylacauga. I got some deals I want to tell you about today. I got the brand new CRZ, which gets up to 41 miles per gallon, and you got 0.9% rates right now on the brand new CRZ. Now come on over here, let me show you the Civic. We got a 2012 brand new redesigned Honda Civic. That Honda Civic's going to get you another 41 miles per gallon. So folks, you need to come on down here, take advantage of the deals. Make sure you see me, Len Gannum at Sierra Honda Sylacauga, and get the deal of your lifetime.
This man is not a mime. He's merely expressing his joy of switching from his old bank to Heritage South Credit Union. His story unfolds through the rare, spontaneous exuberance of interpretive dance, which anyone can learn with a little help from Heritage South. Isn't it time you said hello to Heritage South?
TV 47, the Coosa Valley's own.
Okay, our second question to each of the candidates for mayor. With growing our population base being of major importance, which we've heard several times tonight, to the future of Sylacauga, the question is this: where do you feel the best use of your time and the funds from the city should be focused to begin that growth process? Where do you feel our best use of your time and city funds should be focused to begin that growth process for Sylacauga? We first call on Walter Jacobson.
Again, I'll pick up just where I left off, is in creating the plan, creating a vision, communicating that to the community, and looking in the community for the solutions to all of our problems. None of us have the answers, but the answers are out there. And one of the pledges that I make to you is that every citizen in this city, their voice will be heard, their opinions will be valued, and I will be soliciting their input. Because without the combined effort of every citizen here and us all working together as a team, there's nothing, we can't be successful that way. But if we decide what we're going to do, if we're going to do it, then we'll decide how we're going to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next to respond, Bobby Whetstone.
To increase the population in the city of Sylacauga, I think that to bring industry and businesses into this city, I always say that we need to put together a think tank, someone that can go out and recruit and help the ones that's already looking to bring businesses in. Because once a business want to look at the city of Sylacauga, one of the things they look at is the population. The population. Now, Doug, and I love him, and Walter, they have their chance. Man, you have to ask yourself, when it comes to growing the population, when it comes to bringing in industry and business, you got to ask yourself, am I better off than I was 4 years ago? Walter been on this council at least 4 years. Doug, at least 10, 15 years. So I think that we need a change, first of all, and that will bring a change, a new council, a new mayor, and someone that can go out and think and bring in businesses in this city. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, Doug Murphy. Doug, your time.
I guess the main thing that we want to discuss as far as growing our population in Sylacauga, as we've talked about all night tonight, is jobs. We need more industry here. We need more business here. We've got to grow Sylacauga. One of the main things we also need in Sylacauga is quality education. We already have a quality education program. We want to expand on that. We want to do things that when people look at coming into Sylacauga and increasing our population, they'll look at our education system, our school system, and want to come to Sylacauga. But I think education is one of the most important factors in growing our population. Thank you.
Thank you. Our third question submitted is this: most of us in our business and personal lives set goals and objectives and ways to measure our progress. The question is, what one objective, and please be specific, will be your first task in office during your first 90 days? Okay? First respondent is Doug Murphy.
I will be specific. The citizens of Sylacauga they have issues, they have wants and needs that may not be real important to the overall whole of Sylacauga, but to them, it's very important. One of the things right now, and one of the things that I would like to work on first if I'm elected mayor, is our garbage service. We've got countless citizens out there. They don't have lids on their garbage cans. They don't have wheels on their garbage cans. The garbage is being missed, picked up. That's something that we really need to work on, and it needs to be a priority. So I guess if I've got to say one thing that would be my first thing that I would try to address, that would be it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our next respondent is Walter Jacobson. Walter.
That first 90 days is going to be consumed with pulling a team together to develop a strategic plan to, again, know where we're going, know how we're going to get there. Because until we identify those things, as I said earlier, all of the other things, you're just wasting your time. And you're wasting opportunities, you're wasting resources. But strategic planning, and my colleagues can attest to it, that's something that's been a burning passion of mine since I've been here. That's been a commitment to me over my career, is always having that plan in front of me, and it's even more so important when I'm spending your money that I do it wisely. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next to respond, Bobby Whetstone. Bobby.
We actually don't know when you're coming in and you're not on that council or the mayor, you don't know what kind of shape they're actually leaving the city in. So the first thing we need to do is really see what kind of shape, how much money is in our reserves, how much money can we work with. And that's the first 90 days. You need to look at and see what we're dealing with. And I agree with Walter, getting a team together. But then jobs, industry, jobs. Because Sylacauga, we're in a crossroads. Man, do you know Europe, Spain, we're so into globalization that their economy affects the United States, and there are cities in the United States that are going bankrupt. We have to do something. We cannot do the things we have been doing in the past. It's time for a change. Thank you.
Thank you. We now would like to call on each candidate to give a 2-minute concluding statement. You can talk about your platform or anything you'd like to talk about, but you have 2 minutes. And so we encourage you to come forward and turn us all on. Let's hear from you. Warm us all up. Get fired up. We want y'all to get fired up. Our first candidate to make a concluding statement is Bobby Whetstone.
All right. I got the skills. I got the vision. I have the plan for the city of Sylacauga. And that is to grow this city. I love this city. I was born everywhere I go, all across the United States. I talk about Sylacauga. Now, we have had the chance. We have gave this council the chance to do their job. That was a saying that said, if you keep doing the same thing, thinking you're going to get a different result, then you're insane. We had a chance. They had their chance. Now it's time to make bold moves, major annexations. It's time that we make major annexations all across 21. We need to look at this because we need industry. We don't know what kind of shape the United States is going to be in, and we got to be prepared as a city for our children and our grandchildren. I'm old. I used to be young. I used to be 150-some pounds. One of these days, I'm going to leave this world, and I want to leave a city for the children and the grandchildren that's going to sustain for hundreds and hundreds of years. So we got to be proactive. We have tried that. You know, they got something, I'm going to sit down. They got something called a cassette.
These guys have cassette ideas. All these empty buildings, we don't have the jobs that we need because of a cassette idea. But we're listening to CDs. So it's time to get off the T-model and drive the Porsche. And that's me. And I will do the best that I can because I got the know-how. I got the skills. And I want to thank everyone for having me here, and God bless you.
Thank you, Bobby. For his concluding statement, Doug Murphy. Doug?
Yeah, Bobby, I used to weigh 150-something pounds myself, but it's been a long time for me and you both now. I'm not going to stand up here tonight and tell y'all that I can fix everything that needs fixing in Sylacauga. We have a lot of things that needs to be improved on, but I do promise you that I have a plan in place to address some of these things, and I will do my best to make some of these things or some of the issues that we have before us, I will do my best to address them. We've talked about jobs, we've talked about quality education, we've talked about cleanliness of our city. And something we have not talked about, we've got 500 acres of land that we bought from Avondale Mills that needs to be developed. We got to develop a plan to develop this land so we can grow our city, so we can attract people to come in here, so we can start to prepare a place and build a sports complex, which like we said, we've all talked about that. We've got a lot of things to do in Sylacauga, but I ask you tonight to consider my experience. I think my experience is crucial when we start doing budgets in this economic time, when we strive to improve the quality of life for our citizens, and when we strive to maintain the services that our people have got used to and that our people deserve. It gets harder and harder the less every year when we do a budget. It gets harder to make that money go around. But with your help and with your blessings, I think we can all do it. So, but I ask you to consider me on August 28th. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. Walter, for your concluding statement. Walter Jacobson.
All during my career, I've had the opportunity to working in workforce development. And we talk about jobs, and that's a great cry. Everybody can rally around that we need jobs. When we go out on the road and we start recruiting, and I know this because I've been there, I've done that. When you go out and you start recruiting, the big fear that companies have is, can they have a sustainable workforce? Will the community have the people in place with the skill sets that will be needed to move that company? And that has been that's been a big drawback for us. We got a good workforce, we got some hardworking people, but the complexity of the workforce has changed so much, so drastically, that new technologies have been introduced, and the days of people walking up and going into a job and a foreman coming in and telling them, this is what you're going to do today, those days are almost over. They have to come in, they have to do critical thinking, they have to make decisions on their own. They have to have a totally different skill set than was required just a few short years ago. And like I say, I have spent the last 5 years working with the Regional Workforce Development Council under the governor's leadership. We cover 9 counties, and you trust me, as we go across and we survey the skills and we look at the gaps in our learning, we got some serious issues. But we can do those working with the educational facilities that we have in this city. And I ask you to go to the polls on August 28th and help me get this thing started. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Again, to all 3 candidates, first of all, we wish you our best. Thank you for your willingness to step out to have the courage of your commitments, be willing to make a difference, and we do wish each one of you the best. God bless each one of you. Please say thank you to our 3 candidates here tonight for mayor. Thank you.
And I just want to say on behalf of the 447 plus chamber members that are part of the Sylacauga Chamber of Commerce, I want to thank all of the candidates who participated this evening for doing this. It means so much to this city for you to do that. I want to thank the media for covering this. This is very important to our city. I want to thank you very much for being here. I want to thank Walmart, because Keith Mock at Walmart supplied us with the water tonight, and he's a citizen who's always out there willing to help the community, and Walmart is a good community supporter and always there for us. I wanted to say a special thank you to Johnny Aycock. Let's give Johnny a hand. He's going to be our moderator again on August 23rd when we have our mayoral debate. It's going to be more of a debate type of forum. And between now and then, I want you to think real hard about the questions and the hard questions that you'd like to see these gentlemen behind us, plus Miss Clara Curtis, who couldn't be with us this evening, answer at that August 23rd forum. Now, between now and then, you can submit those questions to the Chamber of Commerce. You can do that on a 3x5 card with the question on the front of the card and your name and address on the back of the card. Or you can also go to our website and you can email your questions. And then Johnny and I will get together and we'll go through all these and make sure we don't have a lot of duplications and pick out a good variety, cross-section of what you want to hear these gentlemen answer on that August 23rd date. The deadline for you to get those questions to the Chamber will be August the 20th. I want to thank you all again for being here tonight, because without the citizens' involvement in Sylacauga can never grow and they can never have a bright future. Thank you all for being here tonight. I think the candidates are going to kind of stay around for a while if you want to have a little chat with them. So take this opportunity to ask the questions maybe you wanted to ask. Thank you. Yes, very much so. I wasn't so concerned about the candidates themselves showing up as I was. We need the citizens. We need the citizens to take an interest. We need them to see this. We need them to come out and listen to the candidates. And they did tonight. I mean, Birmingham brought chairs out 3 times. So, and there was 100 chairs set out initially. So I think we had a success tonight. I truly do. And I hope that in August that we have another success too. All right, it's August 23rd, the week before the election, and the format for that is just going to be the mayoral candidates for that, and it's going to be more of a debate type of form, where between now and the 20th of August, 20th of August, you'll be able to submit your questions either on a 3x5 card with your question on the front, name and address on the back, or by emailing the chamber. And then we'll go through those and put the duplications together and come up with a good set of cross-section questions that the citizens want answered. And that's how that's going. And they'll have a chance for rebuttal, just like a regular debate goes, and a closing statement. So it'll be similar tonight, but a little bit more in depth. And that's what we're looking for at that point, right before the election, I think.